welcome to In Frame this week. I am Jay Lazarus Hawk, and I'd like to welcome back.
I'm Jamie Hall.
Absent from us last week, left everything to me. Damn it, it was a burden.
That's what you get when you work for corporate America. So.
Amen. Oh, I am very glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be back. I've missed being on our little show here. It's a part of me.
Well, it has been a hellacious few weeks for us. We are currently on location at the Fogelman Executive Center at the University of Memphis campus, as we host the Marshall Pictures and Rising Fire Productions open house. We'll be here until 6 o'clock tonight with the open house, and this evening we're doing something very special. We're going to shoot a scene for a feature film that Rising Fire is co-producing with Marshall Pictures called Dark Dance, and we're going to shoot a short scene right here in the classroom you see behind us. So that should be exciting. So we want to invite everybody to come out, join us at the Fogelman Center here over the next few hours. Come meet us, see what it is we're about, see some of the things that we have going on, and network and make some connections with some other people in the business. So that said, as I said earlier, it's been a hellacious couple of weeks with delays and last-minute cast changes here and there, and then weather, of course. Our productions have sort of piled up.
Yeah, they have. You know, with being on the level that we're at, we can only shoot when it's convenient for everybody else to shoot. Jobs do get in the way, as I've been absent because of my everyday job and casting crews for some of our other projects are either behind the same 8 ball or,
right.
You know, it's just, it's saddening sometimes that what we have to go through. We put so much of a passion into what we do, but we have to work around schedules because everybody ultimately has to work. It
does end up causing delays and other issues, and of course what we've run to in now is we've got the Nature of the Beast promotional trailer, which because of scheduling issues is still not quite completed.
No, it's not.
Grimjack, which was supposed to be a 5-day shoot last week, we had of course bad weather on Thursday and then scheduling issues on the Saturday, so we have makeup days for those still to go. Afterlife, which was about to go into production, is now facing cast changes and delays because of different things. And all of this has piled into our co-production with Dark Dance.
Right.
So now we have all of these things happening at once, and we're trying to maintain our acting class and everything else like that. So for those of us who may have tried to contact us over the past few weeks, we apologize. Nothing personal by any means. We've both just been running ragged trying to make everything happen and get these projects put together. Having said that, let's start with the first one on the list, Nature of the Beast. We've got a 1-minute-ish teaser that we've put together for today's open house, and we'll run that here in just a moment. And as we went through the process of putting together this teaser, some things were happening behind the scenes for us, as my brother was, of course, doing the rewrites, which I guess we're officially now referring to the whole project as a redo, like they did with Apocalypse Now, because of the vast amount of rewrites. But as we developed these rewrites and were discussing details with my brother, we had a few exciting things that have come up. And we're going to have Jamie tell us a little bit about that in just a moment. But first, I want to go ahead and let our audience see the 1-minute teaser for Nature of the Beast.
1-minute teaser.
The teaser to the teaser.
Yeah.
Well, as Kent gets that squared away, I don't want to just leave dead air. The level of excitement that we have over this project has probably tripled.
Yeah, it has. It's kind of I don't know what words to use. I can't say exciting, but we got it ready.
We're ready.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and run this, and then we'll come back and I'll mumble some more.
Nature of the Beast promo, A1, Jake and Groupies, take 1. kill the DJ stuff all the way?
Kill the music all the way down, please. Camera roll. And action.
And just like that, we're the house band now.
Jake, what the hell do you think you're doing? This isn't rehearsal.
I'm doing what I want, and I'm doing who I want. I dumped your crazy ass, Ravana. Get over it. Come on, ladies. Let's get out of here.
Camera's rolling. Slate.
Nature of the Beast promo, A3, Rachel and Nick Wide, take 4.
Sound.
Sound speeds.
Action.
Hey there, handsome. It's your first time here?
Hey, yourself. Yeah? It's my first time here. Is it that obvious?
What's your name?
And cut. Rachel. Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna have you come off your chair, and I want you to come into frame.
Is it that obvious?
What's your name, sweetie?
My name's Robert.
Let's run through it right quick. Let me see what it looks like. All right. Action. And cut. Action. And action.
Robert, you need to drink this. It'll help you.
I don't want any more water. It's not helping.
This will help you.
Keep it rolling. All right, let's set up. Set up. The camera's still rolling.
Are we gonna take it back?
Yeah, we're gonna take it all the way from
Okay.
the top. And I want to try to get this one in one take, so I ain't gotta
Keep doing it.
keep doing it. Let's run through it right quick, okay? I'm not gonna spray you this time.
Okay.
And action. Do it again.
I need to shake because she brings.
But now you have that. You know that you can do this. You know that you're ready to take it a step further and keep going with it. All right, let's roll camera.
Right, camera's rolling.
And action. Roll camera.
Camera's rolling.
And action.
I want more. Give me more. I need more.
And cut.
All right, welcome back. I want to first apologize for a happy accident. We actually ran the wrong clip. That was a behind-the-scenes look that we ran last week when you weren't here.
Okay.
To give people an idea of what it is you'd been doing. So if you want to have a few words and then set up the proper clip, people will really be able to see the difference in the work that has gone into this for post-production as well.
Well, let's just go ahead and show the next clip whenever Kent's ready to do that, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about everything about what's going on with it, some kind of cool news that we've got going on with it. So the next clip that we're going to see is the actual edited version of the promo teaser. Kent, our cinematographer and our editor, has worked very hard on this project as the cinematographer and one of the directors on this one. We're going to have 2 directors on this one, Kent and Spencer. Oh my God, Chevalier. I'm sorry, Spencer. You know I can never say your last name, but Kent is or spell it. Kent's been working really hard on some of this stuff for us, and I have to thank him publicly for all the hard work that he does for us as far as keeping all of our edits together and everything. But let's go ahead and look at the actual promo teaser trailer.
Cover his face so that he may not see the light.
It's your first time here?
Is that obvious?
What's your name, sweetie?
My name's Robert.
Oh my God, you're burning up.
I want more. Give me more.
Solitary without light.
All right, that was the promo teaser trailer, something that we put together for today to let some of the people that are coming to the open house know of what we've been doing.
And also kind of, not to cut you off, we want people to see really now is the time for them to see where you kind of want it to go and what you want it to look like, because you have got some, we won't say big news,
Yeah,
but you've got some exciting news.
I do.
From this project.
I have. Thanks to your brother, everybody knows that I've been trying to step out of a realm that we have seen here in this town with some of the actors and actresses in this town. I have, and I have to give all props to Sam Baer, the director of I Filmed Your Death, with him going out and getting Michael Horse and all of them to be in his film. Peter from the Monkees, and also Lloyd Kaufman from creator of Toxic Avenger, putting them into his films. That kind of inspired me, and I know you have said it has inspired you as well.
Absolutely.
To kind of step out of the realm of using some of the same actors over and over and over again.
Right.
A lot of the cast for this trailer that I've been putting together and everything are some people that a lot of people haven't seen in this town. Rachel being one of them. A lot of people know Rachel because of Novice Sanctum, her belly dance troupe.
Correct.
But as an actress, nobody really knows her as an actress in the film community.
And
Nick McLean is a really good friend of mine who has been a big supporter of us. He was the second AD on Cold Blooded. He started with me when I was doing Afterlife the first time as one of the lead actors. Alexandra Wolf, a lot of people know her because of her cosplay, the Catwoman.
Right, and she has done one or two smaller projects.
She was in a music video for Daring Down.
Daring and Down.
So a lot of the people that have been in this trailer really are not recognized in the film community. So I was glad to be able to, to do some of that. But the biggest news that we have gotten, we were contacted by your brother, who is doing the revisions on the script and everything like that, and lent us, gave us some information about a gentleman by the name of Wayne W. Johnson, who has been in several different projects.
He was actually recently seen on the Sci-Fi Channel in one of their wonderful, probably Saturday night movies, Battle Dogs.
Yes.
He also has worked on the Star Trek Phase 2 projects, which is an internet continuation of the original Star Trek series, out of New York, with some fantastic people. Their production has had George Takei, Walter Koenig, Denise Crosby, a bunch of behind-the-scenes people that came out of the original Trek, the Next Gen, as well as many of the movies. I mean, I showed you a list of some of the people.
He's been in a lot of things with, with a lot of folks.
A good connection to a lot of people, and he's looking to expand his personal resume. And not only will he be coming in as an actor,
but as a musician. He's coming in. We have a verbal commitment from Wayne. We have yet to get on the phone.
A very
excited verbal commitment about him being the Jake role, which the Jake role in Nature of the Beast is Ravana's boyfriend.
Right, and that's
boyfriend, ex-boyfriend.
For anybody that followed along with any of the footage or knows anything about what we've been doing, Jake is the character that for the trailer I took on.
Portrayed, yes.
And had we done the typical local level production that we've been doing for so many years, I probably would have kept the role.
Right.
But your desire to step up your game and then to get I want to choose my words carefully here, a potential interest from Bei Ling.
Yeah, I want to touch on that subject for just a moment. I made some comments on Facebook the other day. I want to clear some things up. I made some comments on Facebook the other day that some people might have took out of context, and I want to defend myself and defend us as a company as well. One of our personal assistants has been in contact via emails with Bei Ling. As some of you know, Bei Ling was in The Crow. She's also, I think she was the first Asian woman to ever make the cover of Playboy magazine.
I did not know that.
She has shown some interest in the idea of the project.
She loved the story
behind
description.
Right,
she
the story description. She's very interested in reading the script once the script is done with the revisions. We have talked to her about portraying the Zephyr role within Nature of the Beast,
which is the role Alexandra Wolf has in the trailer.
Right, and we haven't. Nothing has been set in stone with Bei Ling, but this just lets everybody know the things that I'm trying to do for Nature of the Beast and the things that I'm trying to do with our company. I'm trying to step out of. I'm not trying to be harsh to anybody within the Memphis area with the actors or anything.
There is no one that you had any. I mean, we've had a lot of conversations about this, and there has never been a name.
Right.
Or set of names that you've said, this actor, this actress, this, that, this, the other. Your desire was kind of the opposite, was to bring in talent from outside of this city, which is something we have professed not wanting to do on certain projects.
Right.
For this project, you wanted to go ahead and do that and be able to interlace these outside talents with the local talent. It wasn't that you wanted to give up on anything.
No, I'm not saying that I'm trying to cast this whole film with outside talent, people from Hollywood, people from New York, so on and so forth. I want to bring some of the bigger names into this town. Number one, and I'm not going to lie, I've never lied to anybody about anything. I've always been straightforward with everybody that I've ever had any dealings with in our film community. One of the reasons why I'm bringing it in is just because I want to challenge some of the actors and actresses in this town to be able to work with some of the people of this scope.
Exactly.
Number two, I want to bring these people into this town to smack some of the other actors in the face who have done very well and then drop back and become very stagnant because, and I understand why some of that happens is because there's so many productions that people start on and some of the things don't get finished.
Well, look where we are.
We have four or five films
sitting there in process.
But we have those in process. Some of these are filmed and then some of them don't even ever see the light of day again.
Right.
I believe in working with local actors and actresses. The local actors and actresses in this town because they do a lot for us. You know, we've said it a million times that we bring people in and we feed them, we do this. We're not able to pay them, but we do try to give them some kind of compensation.
See, there again, reaching out to outside talent, whether that be a Biling who has kind of a name, or a Wayne Johnson who has been in some stuff but hasn't yet really established his identity within Hollywood. He's worked with some people, he's done some. He's young and he's up and coming.
He's an up and coming.
So
he does have somewhat of a name, but
by
not
bringing in that kind of talent, you have the capacity to go to an investor and say, this gentleman was in a television movie that made it to Sci-Fi, or Bai-Ling was in The Crow. Now you've got outside investment potentially interested in putting money into a production, which means now that local talent that you do use does get paid.
I'm glad you touched on that because that was my third thing down on the list is actually being able to have some investors look at this. With us trying to go out of the spectrum and, you know, with bringing people from the outside to the inside, and you know that I've always stressed that I love making films in town because I like bringing the local actors and actresses in.
Exactly.
Because I love working with local people, and I always will love working with local people. But as the director of this film and as partners and co-owner of Rising Fire Productions, I want us to be able to step out of that realm and bring these other people in. For example,
well, we need to challenge ourselves to
we do, and there's no doubt about that. One of the things that I've done with nature is I've touched on it before. I've brought in people who haven't acted as much in the community that are interested in acting, and I have worked with them. Number one, a lot of people know that that's a challenge.
Absolutely.
To take somebody that has never acted on screen and bring them into something like this. But I also brought in somebody that has acted in several different genres of film, and that's Dorv Armour.
Yes.
I brought Dorv in, and he did the church scene with Rachel. And by doing that, I put Rachel in front of somebody that has been a seasoned actor, and I saw a lot of things come out of Rachel on that day because she had such an experienced actor in front of her. She was able to open up and more feed off of him for his profession. He's more of a professional than she is, and she even says that herself.
Oh, absolutely.
She knows that
he has the experience.
Yes, and she doesn't have the experience. And
it's funny because I mentioned that when you weren't here last week, we kind of got into that a little bit, and you know, I cited, you know, everybody in town knows Don Myers. We all love Don Myers. I will work with Don Myers any opportunity I have. I'm considered the man of brother and family. But if I put Don Myers in a film and I put him with Audrey in every scene of every film, there's only so much acting challenge it's going to get. You know, they're going to establish a good rapport and create some good character work. But I want to be able to see Don and or Audrey go another direction. So bring in someone they've never had the opportunity to work with that can really, really feed them. And I love the idea of bringing in a Bai-Ling or a Wayne Johnson that's been on professional sets and putting them in scenes with one or two actors that, you know, maybe they've done a couple local productions. Because that will really educate them. That will really show them how a professional, and I I don't mean the air quotes on that necessarily, but at this level, we aren't professionals. We are dreamers.
Yeah.
And, we're lucky to get fed, but we're not getting paid. We're not a professional until we're living off of it. We want to be professionals. This is the only thing I do with my waking hours, but it still does not make me a professional yet. That said, bringing them in challenges us as filmmakers, challenges the local actors we put in scenes with them to raise their game. And when that's all said and done and the production goes away, those actors have raised their game, and now they're local.
Yeah, and with some of the local actresses seeing some of the people that are coming into, that we're trying to bring into this, it's been no secret that I've contacted several different people. I've tried to contact Sybil Shepherd, who is a local. She's a native of Memphis, the Memphis area. I've tried contacting. Well, I've talked to via emails and on Facebook. One time I talked to C. Thomas Howell inside of a text message, and the rest of the time I was talking to either his assistant or another assistant or a friend of his that kind of runs some of his promotional things, his PR person, I guess you can say.
Well, both of them, C. Thomas Howell and Sybil Shepherd, both have resurged a little bit.
They have.
And are both actively in productions.
C. Thomas Howell is now working on Southland, which is a TBS cop show. I do know that Sybil Shepherd's working on a few things with ones like with Jennifer Love Hewitt, The Client List or something like that.
And she, of course, does appearances on Psych.
She does the appearances on Psych, and I think from what I was reading not too long ago that she has her own talk show somewhere. It's not in this area. We don't see it in this area. So they, like you said, they've kind of rediscovered themselves somewhat and are working. And I could not afford the money that C. Thomas Howell was wanting to appear. And that's one thing that and the messages by Ling and everything that she said if she liked the script and she was willing to do it, that was another thing that she said she would help us out with her day rate. A lot of people don't understand. We're going to have to pay these actors and actresses to come in. We're going to have to put them up.
Well, she's SAG, so
SAG.
That means this production will have to go into a SAG, which
it will. You
already know what I've said about that and the headaches that caused me.
Yeah,
so we are looking at creating
an ultra low
production.
Yeah, we are, and I want to put a lot of people to work in this town. I want to bring in people as PAs. I want to bring in people as grips and cameras assistants and director's assistants for you and I both, because I want you to, we've discussed it, you're gonna be right there beside me as an AD. I want to bring people locally into this and have them be paid. Yeah. That's why, I want such a large budget for this, and I want to take, and I want to go by the rules, so unfortunately, it is what it is. So we do have to start with the SAG and
part of the process, and we say this in our classes. We've probably said it on the air numerous times. Part of the process is letting go of that ego to make the production work. And there is a part of me, and I didn't tell you this the other day when we first spoke about Wayne, but there's that part of me that's kind of, shucks, I would have liked playing that part.
Yeah.
However, part of the game. And I recognize where we are, and I've got experience, but I don't have the kind of experience that it would take to act in the film and be an effective first AD. By taking it to, if we were going to do this all on the local level, all on the shoestring budget, which comes out of our pocket half the time,
and then if it's coming out of our pocket, it ain't no shoestring.
Then, it would
it's a
be
broken
something
rubber band.
I could do because we'd have such a long process.
Right.
But if we're going to do this as a timed production with some name brands in it, then it deserves my full attention in one place or the other. And as you know, I don't really desire to be an actor. I can do some acting. Some people like me as an actor. I enjoy the process. But I am behind the camera.
Yeah.
So when my brother called me and said, "What do you think about Wayne?" I was like, "Well, who do you mean?"
Yeah.
He sent me the photo. I immediately knew what was going to happen when the female population of this town saw that photo.
Oh, yeah.
From your wife on down. And then to find out on top of that, he's a musician.
Yeah.
Which means he can bring not just a lip sync routine, he understands the process of music, which will not only allow his performance to be authentic, but may even provide original material for soundtrack work.
Right.
I didn't tell you this until this morning, but I had Kent go ahead and pull some videos so we could actually show a little bit about what he is musically, and people can get a look at him. Do you have those ready, Kent? Okay. Which one are we going to look at? You don't have titles?
I can't see the title.
Gotcha. All right, well, what we'll do is we'll just take this quick cutaway. This is going to be a music video from Wayne W. Johnson's band, Caroline Blue. He is a one-man band. He writes and plays everything until such time as it comes to go play it live. Then he hires musicians, which is perfect for what we want to do.
Yeah, because, you know, I've got local friends that are musicians, and they're very excited.
And we want to bring them into this.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and take a look at what Wayne does musically so you can get a small taste of what he's all about.
No. That's not what I wanted, okay? You guys aren't listening to me, okay? I mean, what did you guys just start playing yesterday? Is that what it is? You guys, I mean, come on. I need you guys to be focused. I need more from you guys. I need more passion. I need more...
More cowbell?
What? No cowbell.
Look, guys, I think if we really focus on this last take, we can come up with something that's just out freaking standing.
What? Who was that?
That's Joe, the drummer.
Drummers can speak? Wayne! I mean, what's going on in there, Wayne? I mean, there's not even a solo in this song. I mean, you gotta give me something, Wayne. You gotta give me what I need.
Okay, let's do it.
How come all of a sudden I have a craving for cheese?
Damn straight! Alright, we're gonna get this done. Tonight. Wanna know why? Because SU football's on tonight, and I'm not gonna miss it because of you clowns.
Sing it!
exactly what I wanted. Oh, you guys did such a good job. That was awesome. That was awesome. Scott, let me hear it. Play it back.
Well, they've blown it so many times, I forgot to push record. One more take?
All right, that was a look at Wayne W. Johnson's, what was the title?
I've seen the light tonight.
I Have Seen the Light Tonight.
And if you don't know which one was Wayne W. Johnson, he was the lead singer and the lead guitarist. That is Mr. Wayne W. Johnson.
Now, is that the first time you'd actually heard something?
I was going to look at some of his stuff last night, but got busy doing some stuff for Afterlife. So.
Okay, well, I have several links for you, but with your first listen, now, of course, we'd be tailoring the kind of music you'd be doing, but at first listen,
it's awesome. It's great. You know, we were sitting there trying to who we think he sounds like, looks like, and everything like that. He's got a unique look to him. He's got a look that, you know, that's going to fit great for the, you know, for the Jake character. He's a tall guy, like you said. You know, I posted his picture up on Facebook, you know, announcing him and everything, and next thing you know, my wife, a girlfriend of ours, my sister-in-law, we're all just, oh my gosh,
yeah. There's a lot.
There's a lot of posts, and you know, now with Sarah, my wife, being one of my assistants on everything that I do, and you know, I told her, I said, now you have yours, and me and Lazarus have ours. Our eye candies, I guess you can say.
So we're feeding both sexes in this film.
Yeah, we are. We
Men
are.
will all have Biling, and the women will have Wayne.
Yeah.
Providing we, of course, can get Biling. I don't want to misconstrue.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to think that we're speaking out of turn, but we have, you know, I've been in contact with several different people for this film, and I have to say this to you, and if Glenn's watching as well, I just appreciate you guys.
If Glenn's watching, he should be writing.
Yeah. I really appreciate the opportunity for this film. This is my first feature film to direct, and you know how much work that I put into everything
Absolutely.
that I do. And
well, that was the main reason that ultimately, through hearing it read on stage, through different actors' questions, through drama, it really wasn't a strong enough story for the kind of filmmaker you are. It was a tailored piece. It was written for a specific market by request at somebody, so it was a commissioned piece to be a specific type of thing. By no means the type of thing I would have wanted to make myself.
Right.
And I often told people that this film is not written to be filmed in Memphis. It's not written to be filmed by independent filmmakers. It's written to be done by a production team that makes that kind of film. And when you read the script and loved the underlying story that was there, I was fired up. I thought, you know, this would make a great first feature for you coming off of Cold-Blooded. But the more I got to reading and looking, the more I realized the script isn't up to the quality you are. And having written it a decade ago with my brother, he and I both have grown as storytellers and have it within us the ability to tell a much stronger tale. And, you know, you've gotten the first draft of the redo.
I have. I've perused it, I guess you can say. I've read most of it.
It keeps some of its raw attitude, but it really, and I'm saying this having only conversations. I actually haven't read the typed version yet. But knowing what he's doing into it, and of course knowing my brother and his writing style, he has really woven together a much stronger opening for the film. And, you know, he of course is aware of all the advances you are attempting to make through approaching Biling, through approaching a C. Thomas Howell, taking that route, which is what led us to Wayne. He decided if that's the route you're going, he knows a few people. Now his concern is he wants Biling to not only be interested in the story and potentially working with us, he wants her to be impacted by this script. He wants her to say
He
yes.
wants her to go, I want this.
This is a goal for him, to see her come to this, knowing that she already has a passing interest. So he is going to do everything he can to make this a very strong script. And you, my brother, are already a hell of a filmmaker. And, you know, for people out there, I don't want you to worry and think that Jamie isn't going to work with local people as he said he wouldn't. But Afterlife, you know, not to jump off topic, but Afterlife is a completely local cast.
Yeah.
And this is a complete departure for you. It's a romance, so you're coming off of a psycho drama.
Yeah.
Approaching a erotic horror tale. And in between that, you're sandwiching this almost family-friendly romance story. So people should be aware that you have these facets and you have this drive to tell a strong story. And, you know, I think that this script is probably in no better hands than yours.
Well, I appreciate it, and it's going to be it's going to be an honor to do this, and I'm very pleased and blessed with the fact that, you know, a lot of the attention that we have gotten, you know, from outside of our own camp about Nature of the Beast and about Afterlife, about Grimjack, and some of the other projects that we have going on. I'm glad that people are starting to recognize us as the people that are the ones that go out and do films and complete the films and do whatever it is that we have to do to make our films what they are.
We've been very fortunate in that a lot of people have supported us through more than just, but especially the past year and so many months that we've been, you know, full partnered. And, you know, what happened for us in Tupelo with Cold Blooded was an amazing experience.
Yeah, that was...
still coming down from that one.
When you wake up the next morning and feel like you had a hangover and you barely even drank anything, that tells you how much excitement...
Well, the level of excitement that went into that, or that happened throughout that, you know, the billboard, the full theater, the limo ride, the after party, all these things that were just handed to us. And you know, through people's support of us. And, you know, that's why we do what we do, is to try and bring something back to those people. So I look forward to Nature of the Beast. I commend you on the efforts you have made to reach out to people and bring some real interest and talent and hopefully honest investment.
I mean, I told you not too long ago that I'm through playing.
Yes.
I'm taking the approach to our films with more of a serious attitude, not trying to get a big head or egotistical about it. When I say I'm through playing, I'm wanting everything to be more of an organized state. When I do my pre-productions, when we sit down and have our meetings about things, when we talk to the different actors and actresses that we're doing, I want to be prepared for those. I want to be prepared for everything that we do. With that being said, I've had a lot of questions. This past weekend, I went to Sinister, which is Chris's Randolph's rave goth kind of thing that's here local in Memphis every month, every other month or something like that. And I've made a lot of new friendships with some of the people that go there because a lot of those people were in some of the trailer.
A lot of them were in the trailer shoot.
And
day one, I believe.
Yeah, day one, and a lot of them are very excited about it and can't wait to see what we've had so far put together. And they're asking me if it's done, if it's completed. No, it is not completed all the way.
We will now be able to.
We have something. Yeah, we have something that we can show everybody. But my original intent is to have a longer trailer because we're going to be putting it on Indiegogo and Kickstarter and everything like that. But it isn't completely finished. We will be filming tomorrow. We're doing the exteriors of the club, which kind of matches with some of the things that we did the first time.
Right.
We are reliving the body hacking scene, which was a blast for me to do that one. Wasn't so much fun for Rachel because every time I squirted her in the face with blood, she smiled. So there's something deep within her that's
A few things you have to work out.
Twisted.
Maybe she was more right for the part than you thought.
Yeah, really. So
We
gonna
love you, Rachel.
Yes, we really do. We're gonna be revisiting that tomorrow as well, getting that prepared, and I have one more scene after that, which is going to take a lot of coordination with one of the fire departments in Mississippi, which
Right.
I've already been talking to. We need a coroner's wagon. We need gurney, body bags, fire trucks,
Ambulance,
and
police
ambulance,
car.
police cars. And I have contacted a really good friend of mine who is a firefighter. I'm not going to name any names or anything. That knows a lot of people that can do
Right.
this, even the coroner. So we will have a true coroner's wagon there, and real gurneys, real body bags, and I promise whoever goes in the body bag, I will wash it out beforehand. But that will be our last, one of our last shots, and that's been one of the hardest things because of trying to coordinate with somebody with the emergency vehicles, and,
Yeah.
because it is city and state.
But that is a testament. I mean, this is just the promotional trailer. This is
Yeah.
no one in this trailer is likely to be in the role they're in for the feature.
Unless they,
I mean, I'm not saying they wouldn't. I'm
Yeah.
just saying it's at this moment not the likeliest
Right.
scenario. But even at this level, you are going through the hassle of dealing with a civic entity in order to organize just one scene to shoot it.
And a lot of people don't understand how hard it is because a lot of the cities don't want their police departments' names seen. The fire trucks don't want to be,
Exactly.
a lot of those to be seen. But it's great having people that you can kind of go to and go, hey, I need a favor.
It ultimately comes down to who you know, pretty much at any level.
It does, and
To get something done, you need to know someone to help you get it done.
And it's we were wanting this trailer to be done a long time ago, but we have to work around everybody's schedule.
Well, I do believe things happen for a reason.
They do.
And if we'd had the trailer done sooner, we might have been already in the promotional stages and raising money and blah, blah, blah. And who knows if Wayne would have come aboard at that point. He might be glad to come aboard at the beginning. So, it all happens for a reason. It is a headache because we have everything piling up.
Piled up?
And of course, good point. And of course, you're going from nature, and I want to short conversation, jump over to Afterlife, which you are now in the process of putting together, and you've got most of your cast in place. We're looking at potential shifts because of scheduling issues.
Yeah.
And one of our actresses may or may not be able to do the role because of I don't even know how to
health issues.
Health issues, I guess that's the proper
health
way
issues.
to put it. So there's some small work that needs to be done. So we may be looking at a slight push on that one as well. And then of course, Grimjack having its delays piling into that,
Yeah.
and then Dark Dance starting its shoot today, and then continuing in May and June. So we've got all these things happening, and it really does get scattered. So I commend you. I commend you for keeping your focus, because in the last few days, and we had a conversation about a week ago where you talked about how it's just getting to be a lot to keep up with. And I commend you because you really have managed to step back and put your focus into one. You're at Afterlife, and you got Afterlife to the point it needed to be, and the next thing I know, you jumped and you had nature set. And you called me. I took your notes and worked out your scene just so you had the written structure. But you did the angles, you did everything else. All while you were an actor in Grimjack.
Yeah.
You're dealing with your job, changing your schedule. You have a 3-year-old, a teenager, roommates, a wife. I mean, I've said it to you personally. I'm going to say it publicly. This man to me is not only the best partner I could possibly have, an inspiration to me, but in many ways to me you are a superhero for what you have to endure on a regular basis. And then to be able to stand up and pursue your dream, I admire that and I look up to that.
Well, superhero starts with an S, and so does stress. But
well, you handle it. Not
to
always,
a point,
not always well, not always poor, but you
well.
handle it and you get what you need to get done. And
It's
you're still here. You persevere.
I do persevere a lot. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back to some of the things about Afterlife and some of the things that I'm doing with or that we are doing with Afterlife, because Afterlife's a great story, but we're going to take a quick break right quick, and we'll be back in just a few moments.
What do you do when you're raised to be a weapon, but you're tired of death? How do you quit the past when violence is all around you? When somebody pushes you far enough, you push back. And if they're not dead already, it's only because I haven't killed them yet.
I'm Alex Wolf, and I'm here with Marthias Wade, creator of comic Tura Gun Angel. How you doing, Marthias?
I'm good. I'm good. Just glad to be on set. It's pretty cool, man.
Can you tell some of the viewers about Tura? Who is she?
Tura is a ninja of the Toshigawa Ninja Clan, and she is also a bounty hunter. When she left Japan and came to America, she ended up taking up bounty hunting because, you know, that's what ninjas do. They take up bounty hunting when they go from Japan to America. So it's pretty much about her story, trying to find her way back to the clan, kind of, but at the same time being able to establish herself as her own entity away from the Ninja Clan.
So far it's been great. We kind of have a dream team of people assembled. Sona is our costume person and she's fantastic. And Blake, he's our makeup and wig guy, and they've both really conspired to bring Tura to life. So it's been really fun to work with them.
You guys are so amazing. Seriously.
When I saw Rachel in the outfit, I was like, dang, that's pretty freaking, that's Tura, you know what I mean? Being able to interact with her, she got the attitude down pat, you know, I was just like, wow, that's pretty awesome.
When I was a little girl, I wanted to play Wonder Woman, like insanely bad. So the fact that it's still a comic book character, I mean, it's still a superhero, and it's a bad chick. Yeah, I'm super excited.
Oh, yeah. I hear you. I played Catwoman with my Barbies.
Yeah, see?
You have actually had over 800 submissions for women wanting to play this role.
Yeah.
What made you choose Rachel?
I wrote a couple of little short scenes for her, for everybody to read and to kind of get a feel of their range. And when she did hers, it was the best. I mean, she nailed the feel of the character Tura.
Can you dance? What? You heard me? Yeah, I can dance. Come on. What? I'll make it up to you for getting to the hacker before you. How? I'll let you buy me a drink.
So the director tells me you're already training for some fight scenes. What have you done so far?
Well, we've been doing a lot of training just so that I can really get into the fight sequences. We've done kickboxing, which is really athletic, a lot of punches, a lot of kicks, you know, which is good for the workout too. And then also sword fighting training. Getting to do it, I don't know, it's a new respect for it, I think, because suddenly you realize, oh, this is way more challenging than you would ever imagine just watching it. But fortunately, I'm able to train with somebody extremely talented and knowledgeable. Mark Chevalier, he has over 10 years of Japanese sword training. So he's literally like my go-to man.
So you've actually gotten to perform samurai swordplay then?
Yes. Isn't that cool to say? Yes. That's what I want to do. Obviously, that's not how quick I can do it just yet.
I've also been told that you have had gun training for a previous role. Is that true?
I had the lead in an independent feature film called Officer Down. They gave me a nice little training session, and I loved it. Loved it. So getting to do that again, it's just, I don't know, there's something empowering about it. That's right.
You're trying to raise money to shoot the opening scene of the feature. What happens in the opening scene?
In the opening scene, Tura is a bounty hunter. She has an assignment to kidnap a hacker who's got some pretty important information on some dangerous people, and it's her job to go in and pull this guy out of a club, and that's what she does in the opening scene.
Awesome.
We're actually going to be trying to raise money for the opening scene with the Indiegogo campaign. From there, we're going to be able to do some really great stuff. So anybody that's interested should go to touragunangel.com. All the information will be there.
Well, great. Thank you so much for joining us,
Thank you.
Marthius. We
Thank you.
cannot wait to find out more about the movie.
It's nice to see characters that are strong, independent, fighting women. We have a lot of male characters like that. So to play like this really cool chick that is totally in charge, so it's nice to be able to portray that and give women that example.
We could definitely use more badass.
Right? I'm telling you, we need more badass chicks.
Oh, yeah. Well, we look forward to hearing more from you about Tura's production and maybe a few reels.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sounds good.
Great, we can't
Okay.
wait. Thank you for joining us here. I'm Alex Wolf, and this is Rachel Alex, star of Tura. Stay tuned for more.
My name is Alex. I wanted to be an actor, but then I got involved in the wrong crowd, the wrong people, made bad choices. I became a bad actor. But then I noticed Rising Fire Productions, and they made me the actor I am today. Since then, I've been able to get auditions and book roles. Thank you, Rising Fire.
If you see the signs of bad acting in yourself or someone you love, please don't wait until it is too late.
All right. That was a brief look at the Tura Gun Angel promotional. They have, in fact, met their goal, which is fantastic.
Congratulations.
And they are still open for any additional donations people might want to make because there's still a lot of really cool stuff to give away.
Yeah.
So, you know, and
donate,
of course,
donate to any of the campaigns that others promote.
Support film.
We promote. I promote. I've worked with Glenn Payne and Michael's. I haven't never worked with Michael
Williams,
but
I'd love to.
He's a fantastic cinematographer.
He's one of those people I would actually want to be an actor for because
Yeah.
of what he can make it look like.
He's a great cinematographer, a very genuine person. I've spoken with him a couple times on the phone. I've talked to him through Facebook and so forth. I promote all of their stuff. Anytime that you see any filmmaker, it doesn't matter whether it's $1 or $5,000. Whatever you can do to help us as filmmakers get our dreams out there.
And
you never know. One of them might get picked up, and as an investor for something like that, you're possibly entitled.
You're part of that, yeah.
You're entitled to that.
And even if it's only $1, spread word.
Yeah.
The lip service is as much a donation as $1 or as
It
$5
is.
because that opens it up to however many people you've spoken to also donating $1.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled that they met their goal because I'm actually anxious to see this production because it's not the type of production that comes out of Memphis.
It isn't.
You know, Memphis is seen as mostly pimps and hoes films or mumblecore now or just small films that a lot of people outside the city don't seem to take serious. And we have a lot of good talent here. So I'm thrilled to see a production that's so different come to fruition and be able to get off the ground. And we'll, of course, have Marthius Wade, creator of Tura, here in just a little while. He hasn't quite showed up yet, but he'll be in to talk to us a little bit about the campaign, the production, the comic, and the giveaways that they have. And maybe inspire us, much like Sam did, in how we approach our campaign work.
It's a fantastic, Tura, coming from a Memphis artist. It's a comic book by a Memphis artist. Him teaming up with Marshall Pictures as well.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that we're talking about when we always talk about networking with other people. It's great to get out and network with people. It's great to get out and help with some of this stuff. If you're an aspiring filmmaker or an aspiring photographer, any kind of artistic, needs, we always need some kind of artistic genre in our films, whether it be paintings, jewelry, you know, some friends that we met off the Nature of the Beast, the first day of Nature of the Beast, Brian Sims and his wife.
Absolutely, they contributed the cape and beret for Grimjack.
They did, and I commend them both. You know,
oh God, yes.
Brian is a great guy. I really adore Brian and his wife.
Absolutely.
I love them both for all the things that they do, especially for what they did for Grimjack.
And I really want to say, you know, Brian was very gracious through his medical care and his schedule for other things that he's trying to do. He really did his best to keep in touch with me, get it arranged, tell me when I could come by. I dropped off 7 yards of fabric, something like that, and 4 days later came back and picked up a cape and a beret.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, Miss T, his wife, she did an amazing
She did.
job.
She
and
absolutely
I've gotten
did.
nothing but compliments on the work. So anybody out there looking for someone who can do some costuming work, contact me, let me know, or look for Brian Sims on Facebook. His wife, Miss T, does beautiful work. She's very, very easy to work with.
Brian, before some of his health issues hit him, he did a lot of mask making and some stuff like that. I think it was the second time that I met Brian, he was dressed up as Bane.
God, I wish I'd seen that in person.
And it was phenomenal. He is such a gracious person. He was one of the hooded characters for the first day shoot.
I forgot he was the doorman.
He was one of the doormen on the first part of the promotional trailer that you guys will get to see later on when we finish the full trailer. He was one of the doormen in the hood, you know, and even with his health issues, he sat around that set all day long, and I just watched the people just adore over him.
Oh yeah,
he's such a fantastic person.
He's a well-loved man.
He
with
is.
Reason.
He is
heart of gold. I mean, I went to his house to get to pick up the cape, and I had to wait a few minutes while she finished a couple seams, you know, because I gave her 4 days. Like, that's not enough. No, seriously, the amount of work she did. It's a full wrap cape.
Yeah.
And we'll take a look at the video here in just a little bit. That's a promotion for it, and you'll see this work that went into this. But I arrived there to pick up the cape, and Brian pulls me to the side. He's like, I have something for you. And he pulls me to the side, and he gives me a copy of Grimjack #1 and a couple of copies of some of the reprint issues that they had made as well. Of course, now I have these already.
Right.
But he doesn't know that.
Yeah.
And I walk in, and he's a comic collector, much like I used to be. And he's got comics all up on his shelves, and he knows all of his writers and artists and storylines and characters. And this isn't the type of person that's just going to give something away out of their personal collection. He didn't. He actually found it somewhere he went shopping, knew I was making this, so he bought them to give to me. And, he probably spent $4 or $5. It's no big gesture. But it is a big gesture.
It is.
It's a heart gesture, and that says more than any money.
And when we talk about donations, we're not always talking about money. We're talking about things like this. I mean, helping
effort.
Your time. Everybody says time is money. Well, and that's true to a certain. That's very true.
Absolutely.
But being able to have somebody do that was a donation to the Grimjack film that we didn't have.
And I don't know what I would have done otherwise. The film would not have been able to happen
So
without this.
Support any of your independent artists. If you don't know the artist, find them on Facebook. Look them up. You can call us. We know most of the independent artists in this town in Mississippi.
I do also want to add a caveat to Miss T making the cape and beret. There was some minor corrections I needed to make just for costuming purposes to get it to effectively work on screen, and I didn't have access to Miss T immediately. So Kent has a friend of his that he's known for years. What was the gentleman's name? Mike Morgan. He came in and he took apart the collar and fixed some of the issues I had there. He ran up a couple extra seams to get them clean. He literally, at the drop of a hat, on a phone call, showed at my house half an hour later, came in for just about 2 hours, set up his sewing machine, dug out his scissors, his needle thread, or needle puller, and all that stuff, and sat and worked for 2 hours so that I could have a cape to use the next day. And of course it rained the next day, so I didn't use it. But he came out just like that, donated his time for no money. Hell, we didn't even feed him. He just came, he did the work, and he said thank you and left. So, Mike Morgan, if you're out there, please accept my deepest gratitude, and hopefully somebody out there watching this will give you a call and maybe even throw you a couple of bucks to have you do some work for them.
There you go.
He's amazing.
It's stuff like that. You know, people coming out and donating time for hair and makeup, people coming out and donating time to help run cables and stuff like that. That's part of a donation as well. You don't always have to donate money, but like I was saying again, if you see one of these filmmakers, you don't know them, contact them on Facebook. Ask them what their intentions are doing before you make a large donation. But please, I don't want to make it sound like we're begging or anything, but we do need the help and the support from people that are fans of ours or fans of others. So, you know, the donations are welcomed very, very much.
We're going to take a brief cutaway here real quick. We're going to take a look at the Grimjack teaser trailer, just to kind of show what it is I've been working on as a director and as an actor in this one. And when we come back, we're going to have a very special guest, Marthius Wade and Greg Gray of Marshall Pictures, to talk about Tura and what it is that they have going on. We'll be right back after the Grimjack. Cynosure. Sweet, cynical Cynosure. Where the dimensions meet. Magic works here, science works there. Swords work everywhere. I'm a product of this city. Born in the pit, I was fighting in the arena by the age of 8. Killed my first man at 10. I've been many things. A soldier, a spy, a bounty hunter, a mercenary, a cop, an outlaw. All of which has made me a few friends and more than a few enemies. If you're looking for me, you'll find me at Mondays. The name is Gone. John Gone. But most people just call me Grimjack. That was a look at Grimjack Damnation Alley, a fan film that I put together. I wrote it and started it and directed it. Something I don't like to do generally, but I kind of had to for this just because, you know, this was my fantasy. That said,
it was a lot of fun, too.
It has been fun.
I enjoyed every minute of it.
We do have some pickups to do, but it has been a lot of fun. It is also based on a comic book. I bring that up because Tura is, as we were talking a moment ago, a local comic book. And as I promised, we would have a special guest here. So I'd like to call down Mr. Marthius Wade, creator, writer, artist for Tura Gun Angel, as well as a few other projects.
What's up, man?
Mr. Wade, how are you today?
All right.
I'd like to welcome you to the show on behalf of me and my team.
How you doing?
Hey,
I'm Jamie.
How you doing? Marthius, man.
Nice to meet you.
So, we watched the trailer, or the promotional reel.
Yeah.
I've informed our audience that you have, in fact, congratulations, made your goal.
Yeah.
Which you may be the first person I know of that has had a campaign that met its goal.
Nah, it's crazy, man. Those things are not for the faint at heart. I wouldn't advise that for anybody. I mean,
stressful?
Yeah, it's super stressful, man. I don't ever want to do that again.
You catch yourself looking at it every 15 minutes.
Every 15 minutes. One of my friends, in comics, his name is Sean Pryor, man. He was like, dude, you can't. He's done 2 or 3 of them. He helped us out with ours, and he's done some Kickstarter. Well, same thing, Kickstarter campaign.
Indiegogo, same
thing. And he actually was like, man, you can't look at that thing every hour, because I was actually like looking at it every hour, and if it wasn't bumping up a little bit, you know, if we didn't get, you know, a donation within an hour, so I was like tweeting about it or throwing it up on Facebook, and I was sweating and stuff about it, and he was just like, man, you gotta let it go. You know, it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Yeah, you can't control it, but
You know.
I've had a campaign up on, and so have you as well, on Indiegogo, and you do catch yourself going, oh my God, I wonder if somebody.
Yeah.
Every time my notifications from my email would come up, I was like, oh, hang on for a minute, maybe that's another donation.
Yeah, and what made it worse is that in the middle of our campaign, DC Comics did an Indiegogo campaign for a charity that they were doing. So it was just one of those things where it just took all the wind out of me. I was like, oh, DC Comics, because it's
there are so many people
Yeah.
for so many different reasons that have campaigns.
Yeah.
You really can't let that get to, because I mean, we were talking about schedules for our films. It's like, you know, we have his Nature of the Beast promo trailer, his short film Afterlife, my fan film for Grimjack, and then Dark Dance, which is starting here today, and they're all getting delays, and then there's scheduling changes, and all of a sudden we have all these things bunched up, and it's a similar thought, you know. Everybody's making a production right now. How are we going to get actors? How are we going to? Because, you know, there are actors in town that one day they're filming this movie, the next day they're filming this movie, a week later they're over there with a different director and project. And is that really the best benefit to the actor?
Right.
So I understand, you know, you see all these other campaigns in front of you and you just kind of feel daunted.
Right.
But you met your goal.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
What's that feel
Yeah,
like?
that felt good, man. You know, it was like I said, I was worried about it up until the last point, man. And well, you know, put it this way, I was worried about it up until the point to where I was just like, I just kind of said I kind of made it in my mind it was gonna be what it was gonna be. So when it actually turned out that we made the goal, I was like, all right, I'm all right. I'm okay.
Well,
you know,
we've told people that you met your goal, but your campaign still has
4 days.
4 days left? Okay. So if people wanted to, they can continue to donate above and beyond the limit.
The more they donate, the money right now, the more that we get over the goal, it's just going to make the production 10 times
It's just
better.
gravy for
Right. So, sometimes people think that if you make over the goal, then that's actually money that's pocketed. That's not the case.
Oh no,
no.
You know, it's actually money that actually goes to make the production of what you're doing better.
If nothing else, let's say I can't remember your exact goal, but let's say your goal was $5,000 and you raised $6,000. That extra $1,000. That's not an extra anything.
No.
That is what goes towards the next step.
Right.
Because I know full well the production you want to do isn't going to be made on your goal.
No.
You got additional things. That's just a piece.
Right.
So that $1,000 or whatever extra is merely that much less
that
you're going to look for the next step.
time. Yeah. So yeah, and there's a lot of costs that I'm pretty sure we didn't foresee that's in there.
They're always every time you turn around, we need this, we need that.
Right.
So.
I was once told that the wisest thing to do with a film budget is get it all worked out, get your final number, multiply by 12%.
Right. Yeah.
Because you always have that 12% unknown factor.
Right. And that's in the same thing publishing comic books. I mean, same exact thing.
I think it's anything artistic.
Yeah.
And
you start to print these books and stuff, and you can have a base cost. But then you still got to figure out, shipping and, cons and promotion and advertising.
How many of them do you give away instead of sell?
And you got to give away some of those comics.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. So, yeah, man, that extra. I think we're at 9,760 right now. That extra $1,760 is just going to go straight to the next part of it.
We always need, a lot of times what happens is you forget about the promotionals. You do forget about the promotionals.
Or food costs.
Or food costs. You need to send out, like you said, there's some that you want to give out. There's some that you're going to want to sell, but there's also invitations that you want to send out to people. There's posters that you want to make of it. There's always that added cost. So it doesn't, it's not like it doesn't get used within it.
And of course, lights burn out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, you
it's a case of
it'll be a blessing to have.
Yeah, it's a case of is what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. So it's great to be able to know that, hey, I'm might not go towards the next one, but if a light does go out, a microphone messes up, you're covered. You need an extra lens for something. So
God forbid someone gets hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
Anything.
Right.
So if for the people that have invested, they already are aware, they've seen the campaign, they know what they're getting for their money.
Yeah.
Some people out there wanted to invest. What are some of the goodies they're going to be able to pick up on?
Well, I mean, the one that I've been pushing the most is the $25. I mean, for $25, you actually get an invitation to be in the actual scene, the shoot.
Okay.
And you get an invitation to the after party as well. So, plus you get like poster. You get a copy. I believe it's a digital copy of the actual scene when it's finished. The actual, not the rough cut, but the actual final edit. And then you get a copy of the comic book that goes with it as well, which I am working my fingers to the bone to finish right now.
I was actually one of my questions I was going to get to is how does your hand feel? Because I know, was it last week you were out at the Comics and Collectibles doing the $25 images. You did everything from Laurel and Hardy to I don't even know the name of it. My Little Pony. You had all.
Tinkerbells.
You were all over the spectrum.
Yeah. So
have you finished all of those commissions?
No, I still got 2 more, I think, and then once I finish those, I still got Free Comic Book Day that's coming up this weekend.
I was gonna say, I know Free Comic Book is coming. Are you gonna be out there for that?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be at Lexington Comic and Tour.
Are you going to Lexington? Okay.
The comics and etc. at collectibles etc. in Lexington, Kentucky.
Now, are you taking the same setup up there that you had down here?
Except for I'm not gonna have the screen, but I will have, because the room is not that big. But I will have I'll have a banner up instead.
Will you have any kind of like a laptop or something running?
Yeah.
Is Greg going with you?
No, it's just gonna be me. It's me and my wife.
Okay.
That's going down there.
Is that your wife behind us?
Yeah.
How are you?
And my son back there. So it's gonna be us, and then it's gonna be some other artists and stuff like that. It's gonna be part of this studio that I'm involved with, comic book artists called LOI Studios. So we're gonna be there.
Okay. Anyone else we know?
My wife.
She's an artist too?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she did the cover to the tour of graphic novel.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
I did not know that she was an artist as well.
Yeah. So she did the cover to that, and she's helping me out with my the inking duties on the tour tie-in movie book as well.
Excellent.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
We kind of have a mutual friend, Marvin Chevrolet.
Yeah.
Marvin and Spencer.
Yeah.
On my film, Cold Blooded, Spencer was one of the cameramen on the set.
Yeah.
And he was also my editor.
Oh, cool.
For Cold Blooded.
That's right. I knew he did that.
Yeah. And so they've had nothing but great things to say about you.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Oh yeah, we had a long conversation.
Yeah, we
about
did.
You.
Oh yeah, that's good.
All good things. So I don't know how much of it's true.
Well, that's hopefully all of it. We'll see.
So, one of the questions that I have for you is, how does it feel for you as the comic book artist for all this to be going on? You know, with seeing one of your comics turned into an actual film project.
And, not to interrupt, I want to know what it was like to just see Rachel step out.
Yeah.
Come in, bringing Tura live right in front of you.
It was cool, dude. I was shocked. I was sick that day too, so I was sitting in the chair and I was just kind of like, oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it throughout this whole thing. And when she came out, I was like, I'll be able to make it. That is awesome. She was like, yeah, look, I got the guns and stuff. And the cool thing is when she got on the set, she embodied the attitude of it. You know what I mean? I was like, man, that is dead on. Because when we looked at her audition tape, I was like, man, that she either somebody told her what this character was about, or she just read into it perfectly. You know what I mean? And
well, she's a very talented and sweet girl.
Yeah. It's exciting, man. It's really cool to be able to be there and be a part of it. Be an actual part.
I can't just.
I've
put things on paper in word form and seen them happen.
But
I can't imagine to have the talent you have, which I envy us.
Oh, thank you.
To be able to put your visual idea onto a piece of paper, and then to see someone walk in as that.
Right. It's a little weird, man. Sometimes it was because we had some models that dressed up as Jetta before. And one of the very, very, very first time I saw somebody dress up as Jetta, that was really weird because I had never seen the girl, the model made the costume herself, and she came to Comic-Con in the costume.
Wow!
So she came to the booth.
Cosplay for that's like the ultimate compliment.
Yeah, I know. So she came to the booth and she had the costume on, and I mean, it was like I was looking at, you know, like I drew something and I was looking at my creation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just weird. You know what I mean? I was just like, wow, that is so cool. And it was so weird that I just stepped out of the booth for a little bit because I had to just kind of go away. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was just like,
I know how you
just
feel.
gotta go away. You know what I mean? I stepped across the booth and she was inside the booth and people were taking pictures and stuff, and I was just like, dude, this is.
It's like falling into your own reality.
Right, yeah. It's
kind of
have surreal.
It very much is.
Very
you have
surreal.
to step away from it for a little bit because you're going, what am I supposed to? What am I supposed to do with this?
Right.
You know,
I
experienced.
Yeah.
I experienced it. The lead actor for my film Cold Blooded, just through a red carpet event, we actually run the promotion there.
Yeah.
Your promotion there as well.
Oh, cool.
And when I seen a stretch limo come out to pick us up, you know, I was like, man, what is this?
Yeah.
Right,
you know, and then it really hit me when I found out I had groupies.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he had a small group of girls be like, "Can we get our picture taken with you?"
Well, really?
Yeah, autographs and everything. I was like, I'm nobody.
Yeah.
You know?
Just some guy that works at Best Buy that made a movie.
Yeah.
That's how I felt, man. When I saw Rachel come out in the suit, it was weird because I had seen her tape, and then to actually hold pads for her because we were working out and stuff, and I was holding pads and she was hitting them and stuff like that. That was kind of weird, but it was one of those weirds like I saw you on TV, now I'm holding pads. You know what I mean? It's just you know, that's kind of a weird type of a situation.
It's very
to be in.
surreal.
Yeah,
very
and then,
sublime, really.
Then when she came out,
to be your own creation,
right?
Yeah,
I mean, I was sitting at a bookstore when Jerry Lawler walked in, and I had to. I was new to Tennessee, so I didn't really realize Jerry Lawler lives here.
Right.
And I'm sitting there, and this guy walks up to me, he asks me for a book on 16th century Scottish art, and I'm just like, I don't know who you are, but I know who you are.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense that you're asking for 16th century art. Who are you? And he identified himself, and I was like, oh my God, okay. I see him on TV
Jerry
all the time
Lawler,
playing that character.
Yeah.
Turns out he's actually an artist.
Right.
I had no
a very
clue.
good artist.
Actually a pretty good artist, and he knows his history. And I wasn't prepared to equate the wrestler character with anyone with any kind of culture.
Right.
And it didn't blend in my head.
Right.
I literally was just like, you're Jerry Lawler, okay. And it wasn't until he was gone that the obvious clicked. And I was just like, I'm a dumbass. I am a total dumbass. It didn't click at all that I was speaking to the King Jerry Lawler.
Right. Yeah, man.
So it's a surreal thing just to encounter someone you're not used to seeing in person.
Well, it was I don't want to say worse, but it was even more so when she came out and she was in the full costume. You know, it was one of those things where, you know, I didn't even know what to really say. You know what I mean? She came out and she was like when she got in front of the camera and she started doing, you know, the poses and started doing like the saying the lines and stuff like that. It was one of those things where I was just like, man, that's just. It was borderline eerie. You know what I mean? Just
it's like, oh my gosh,
it's really cool.
That's Tora.
Yeah, it's really cool, but it's borderline like eerie, like something off of Stephen King. You know what I mean? It's like you know, you draw these.
You
things.
really do.
You think the character's there to kill you?
Start pinching yourself to make sure you are awake.
Yeah, but it was really really cool, man. It was she. You know that just lets you know that she hit it like dead on.
Yeah.
Of what was in my mind of how tour should actually be, you know, which is really cool.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah,
it really is.
I get the whole, what do you say to them? Because one of the first things when my first film showed at Indie Memphis in 2001, 2 people came up to me, among the others, and that's now 13 years later, 12 years later. These 2 women that approached me stick out. One of them said, thank you for that film. The other one said, the woman in your film reminds me of my aunt. I was frozen because I don't know if you've seen my first film, but it's dark. And for someone to say that any of the people in it reminded of someone they knew, I can't say thank you to that
Right.
because that's tragic.
Yeah.
So I really, you know, you said thank you for my film.
You're
welcome, I think. And then the other one is to actually say it reminded me of my aunt.
Right.
I wanted to say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I get that whole.
Right.
You just got to walk away.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there is that moment where you're just. This
Yeah.
isn't real.
Yeah.
This is not. I need a reality check.
Mm-hmm. It was really cool, man. But you know, all I have to say, man, it's just a really cool feeling, man, to be able to see that happen. I just hope that it's one of those things that we can all build off of and be able to make something out of, and it doesn't, you know, a lot of projects, a lot of things, you know, I've seen this in comics, especially with some of ours, is that they are good productions. Things come out right, and you put your foot into it as much as you possibly can. But for some apparent reason, it just doesn't catch on. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where it didn't hit at the right time, or you didn't put. This person didn't see it when they're supposed to saw it. You know,
there's so many factors.
Right.
And,
There's so many things that could happen. And I just hope that that doesn't happen to this, because I think that it's one of those things that it's got a point. It's got the ability to be able to have legs and to be able to move.
Right, absolutely. And we were discussing before you got here. We ran the video and we were discussing a little bit that this is not the normal Memphis film production.
Right.
You know, a lot of the productions in this city are done urban gritty, whether that's the quote-unquote pimps and hoes thing that Hustle and Flow seems to have started and made a lot of people think that's what we were here. Or, I'm going to mess up his name if I actually try to say it, but the Mumblecore. Kentucky Audley, I never get it right. The success of his films with the Mumblecore approach, that's what has really gotten any kind of notice here.
Right.
So you're coming out with something vastly different, based on a comic book, high action, the costumes, the effects, all this stuff. We're not seeing a lot of that in this city.
Right.
The few things we've seen that have any kind of genre quality to them have been daylight fades, ASVS, and these are very low-key as far as how much of the genre and special effects work they actually need or actively use.
Right.
Tora,
this is different.
It's all about
it. It's the martial arts has got to be there. The action has got to be there. But on top of all that, the acting has got to be there from everybody. Like the whole cast, to make this thing not come off as being a fan film. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of fan films out there.
Well, there's a lot of fan films that are fan films.
Right.
And then there's a lot, because we've been watching a lot of them. There's been a lot of fan films out there.
Recently?
Have you watched anything by Bat in the Sun?
Yeah.
I mean, you talking about that right there. That I don't consider almost as a fan film. I was like, these guys need to be doing this.
They need to be making a Batman
show. You know,
and they have you know, a lot of them have budgets, really good budgets and stuff like that, and I don't really know big budgets.
I don't know what they have for a budget or what they're doing, but they are the only people I have seen put a good Bruce Wayne into a good Batman suit with the right suit.
Right. Yeah. They did some good Nightwing stuff, some good Batgirl stuff.
They've really done a good job.
Yeah. But we're trying to be able to do it to where it's bringing that type of commitment. You know what I mean? Bringing that because it takes it's a committed effort.
It's a committed effort, but at the same time, you've worked so hard at doing this. You've worked so hard creating the character. You've worked so hard promoting the character that you want to see the character portrayed in the right light. You have a seriousness about it, and I commend you for that. Some people would step back and go, okay, I can cheat from here, but I want to put all of it to here.
Right.
I actually had to do that for the Grimjack, which is a fan film. But with what you're doing, like you said, if it's not all there, then it doesn't even look fan film because it is so high action. If it's not done well, it'll actually look camp.
Right. And that's what we're trying to avoid. We don't want it to be camp. You know what I mean? Because right now, if you have anything that's camp with a female lead that's supposed to be tough, that takes down the whole genre.
The whole boys club starts poking and picking.
Right. You know, so we're trying to hit this thing as hard as possible. You know what I mean? We're trying to make Tora be a real viable female hero. You know what I mean?
I have to commend you on that too, because strong, well-developed, not physically, female characters are rare.
Right.
And there needs to be more of them.
Right.
Your interview that Alexandra Wolf conducted mentioned something about the need for strong female roles. I think it was the one with you. It might have been the part with Rachel as well.
Rachel, yeah.
But they got to talking about the whole women who kick ass, the strong woman character. And there are not a lot of them in television or film or whatever that really stand out.
Right.
And, you know, I think of Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow.
Yeah.
Her character had a strength to it, but they made sure she had that vulnerability,
Right.
and that made her
It
very
was
human.
It was behind the boys' club kind
Exactly.
of thing. You still had Captain America. You still had this. You still had. It was that boys' club
But
where
they did allow her to have some strength.
They did. They did.
But to put that in the spotlight,
Right.
and sell it,
Right.
that way.
That's the thing that's going to be. It's actually taking that type of stuff, taking that type of just like Scarlett Johansson did with not Scarlet Witch, but Black Widow, and how Catwoman was portrayed as well. It's taking that type of a strength and that type of that type of emotional content and putting that, like you said, right in the middle, instead of having the guy right here being the strength and then her being the strength,
support.
The strong support. Yeah, you just taking that and putting it in the middle to where everybody else is the strong is a support for her.
I think it comes across as a confidence thing.
Right.
They don't give women the kind of confidence.
Well, it's like
they do.
Air Flux.
Yeah.
You know, it was, she's a strong female character, but she really never got her props off of it.
In that movie.
In the movie,
right.
or
Well, it was one of those things where they that was a hard translation to be able to make.
That movie wasn't really.
Yeah. Well, I'm not talking necessarily about the movie. I'm talking about the character. Period.
Oh, the character.
Yeah. I mean, she's, in my opinion, she's a strong.
She was a very strong.
She's a strong character, but we're always looking towards the strong male type of characters, where there are some female characters in the comic book world that can kick some of the dudes' asses.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Lead of Extraordinary Gentlemen. You're correct. Yeah, Ina.
Mina in that is, she's pretty much the one you definitely don't want to mess with.
Exactly.
But then Alan Moore as a writer,
right?
You can't go wrong.
Right.
What do you use for inspiration to create a strong female character? I mean, being a man,
right?
Men traditionally do a lot of the writing, dominate the writing in Hollywood. How do we get good characters, good women characters? Straczynski did it amazingly well in Babylon 5.
Right.
Claudia Christian's character was steel.
Right.
But how do we get more of those types of characters? What do you use for inspiration for really creating a strong woman character and getting it right?
I don't know. I just I look at a lot of how, because I guess a little bit about my history is that I was, my mom raised me, my grandmother raised me.
So you were raised by strong women.
Right. So just taking that, being able to see that, and then being able to see that really, if you are determined enough, there's really not a difference between what a man and a woman roles play. You know what I mean? If you're determined enough, it's one of those things where it's like the only thing that's different is if you give in to the stereotype of what you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? Once I just wrote a person that was determined to be a certain thing, or a person that was a certain thing, I'm just writing a person. Now, to make her a little bit more feminine and not so harsh. Like there's certain things that I might write that might be a little bit harsh. I'm gonna give it to my wife.
Men and women do have a different.
Right. Yeah. I'll give it to my wife. My wife would be like, "Well, she wouldn't exactly say that," or like, "Let's curb this a little bit." You know what I mean? Type of stuff like that.
So there is some actual collaboration.
Right.
That's excellent.
Right. So, but as far as the situations are concerned, it's just being a point of just knowing who the character is, what she's about. And then playing off of that, you know what I mean? And it's also just about trying to seeing some of the things that I like in certain women who I consider,
strong
women,
female
you know what
characters.
I mean? As much as people like to criticize, attractive looking women for, not being strong or whatnot. Some of them, I disagree with, you know what I mean? Because I think a woman, a female that is confident in who she is and what she is and what she looks like, no matter what the size is a strong female and can be a strong female.
Absolutely.
She doesn't have to look certain way. She doesn't have to. A case in point is that the girl, the new UFC champion. I can't remember her name, but she finishes all her moves in arm bars, and she is awesome. And she is like the most attractive woman that I have seen in a long time, other than my wife, of course. Well, she's not here. Well, that's good.
Well, you're good until she watches this.
Right. But she's really attractive, really strong, and I would not want to face her in the ring. You know what I mean? And if you listen to any interviews with her, she's really knowledgeable about martial arts. She's really knowledgeable about the things that she wants out of life, and she has her own life philosophy behind her. You know what I mean? And that's really cool. I think that's really awesome.
Strength.
You know what I mean? To be able to live your own life, to be able to go their own way.
As a father of two daughters, two grown daughters, I've tried to teach my daughters the same premise. Be who you are, be tough in the decisions that you make, be tough on the people that you surround yourself with.
Right.
Don't let somebody dictate to you how you're supposed to be.
Right.
You're a woman.
Right.
You're going to be a parent one day.
Right.
And one of them is a parent. And it's essentially a strong woman is a good woman.
Right.
I mean, because they know what they want, they know what they can handle, and they can tell you whether or not they can handle it. So to be able to base a character off of something that is an applause to women out there who do are able to be that away.
Right. Another thing too is that I don't believe in is just some people think that to write a strong woman you have to devoid the woman of love or caring.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I mean,
I don't think that's true of a man or a woman.
Right, they have to be a complete warrior or some type of.
The best character is a rounded character.
Right.
I think you need those facets. You need those levels. For me, that was the problem with Superman for years.
Right.
He was basically unbeatable.
Right.
That bored me.
Right.
You don't really have a lot of places to go with good story except for that same. Oh, his friends are threatened. His friends are threatened. It didn't challenge him.
It doesn't show the humanity in a
exactly.
person.
It makes it harder to relate to the viewer or the reader in the case of a comic.
The test of a hero is always how they overcome their problems, and that be problems and emotional problems with love, or physical problems with a villain or whatever.
Look at the difference in the Marvel comics to DC when they started out. You had Superman in Metropolis. You had Batman in Gotham. And these were fictional places, fictional characters. And then Stan Lee comes along, and he puts a dysfunctional teenager in a Spider-Man suit in New York.
Right.
He puts a mixed-matched family and friend into a tower in New York and gives them powers on a cosmic level.
Right.
He made them all very human.
Right.
And that made Marvel #1 for the next 25, 30 years. So I think you have to have that rounded figure in order to have strength.
Yeah, and that's just how that's how I write all the women dominated characters in my comic book. I mean it's pretty much Jetta, Tales of Toshigawa, and Tura Gun Angel are the books that I publish, and they are female women centric, you know what I mean? And I just try not to write down to any of that, just write it with all the seriousness and write it with all of the importance that I would do anything, you know what I mean? And a part of it too is that I really love those characters, you know what I mean? I just
you'd have to.
Right. I've been with that. I've had these characters for years, and I've developed them for years and years, and I've seen this story grow and grow and grow, and it's gotten to like I said, it's gotten to a point to where Tura breaks off to do her own thing, and I see people gravitate towards her and gravitate towards Jetta and gravitate, and the stories just kind of have always, it's almost, it comes to the point to where I'm always almost writing what's existed there already. I'm not even a factor in it. I'm just writing, I'm just documenting a story that has already been taking place anyway.
Right.
And when I'm at that point, that's how I know that this is where I should be. You know what I mean? I'm not forcing myself to do anything, you know.
Now, for anyone in our audience that might be interested, where would they go to get copies of your work, or, you know, can they be bought in the store, website? What do you have?
Well, most of them, unless you live in Memphis or something like that, or surrounding areas, you can't really. Well, I'll take that back. You can buy them in stores, but mostly sporadic stores.
So in Memphis, Comics and Collectibles.
Comics and Collectibles in Memphis, the Comic Cellar in Memphis. There's a few stores up north and some stores in San Francisco and San Diego, California that I know of, and then you may find them around in sporadic stores. I don't know exactly where all they are, but if you're looking for any information, I got free web stories as well online at Toshigawa.com, and it has all of the Jeddah and all of the tourist stuff there. There's a lot of free web stories on Toshigawa.com too, that tie into the graphic novels and stuff.
Right.
And if you want to go to TouraGunAngel.com, that's where you have everything about the movie, and information about Toura specifically in that world. The Toshigawa.com one it pretty much covers all of the Toshigawa,
right.
Jeddah, Toura, subsidiary characters and stuff like that as well. Toura has her own site at TouraGunAngel.com, talks about the history of the character, what the most important books are that she appears in, and her key storylines and stuff like that, so that you can be able to go back and, you know, read that on the Toshigawa.com site.
Excellent. Now, are Jeddah and Toura the only two books you publish?
No. Well, right now it is, but we're getting ready to co-publish a book with Action Lab Entertainment. So they're actually the publishers on this one, and we're the art creative studio behind it.
Is that a local?
No, Action Lab is actually a company that's based out of I think it's California, if I'm not mistaken. But they're an indie publisher. They've got Eisner nominations for their graphic novel and miniseries Princeless, and they have also done some stuff for the NFL as well. They've got a book called NFL Rush Zone.
That's where I've heard of Action Lab.
Right. So they're publishing the Jeddah Omnibus, digital omnibus, which has like issues. All the issues are Jeddah fully colorized. You can download them for your iPad, laptop, or whatnot. But they're also coming out in 2014. They're coming out with Kunoichi Hime, which is the story of Toura and Jeddah and the Toshigawa ninja clan, but they were younger. Like they were 14,
say, is that the younger
16,
looking project I saw? Okay.
They were 14. Toura was 18. Jeddah was 14. And then what they got into and what they went into for their training and all that type of stuff. So that, and then we're gonna be doing that, and that's gonna be a 6-issue miniseries coming out in 2014. But that's also geared towards that's geared towards teens and stuff as well, to kind of be able to give them a little small message, confidence message and all that type of stuff.
That could be important, especially for young girls.
Right.
Especially in today's world.
Right, and that's kind of what I want to be able to. I want to gear towards. It's got enough action for little for boys to be able to be into, and be able to read and like, wow, that's kind of cool. They got ninja action. They have an adventure every episode, every issue and stuff. But it also has a message. It deals with like confidence. It deals with like bullying. It deals with like you have the girls who are catty towards you for no apparent reason.
Right.
It deals with when the girl who has a crush on the jock, but he also goes out with the cheerleader. Yeah. You know what I mean? How does she deal with that being overlooked?
The high school issues.
Yeah. Right. Without compromising yourself. You know what I mean? And how do you stay you know, how do you stay true to yourself without trying to give in to what the people want
to buy into the stereotypes,
right? You know, and it's all centered around ninja action and stuff like that. So I'm happy with that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, it was. We're gonna get ready to take a quick break, right quick. I was so glad
cool.
to meet you.
Yeah, it's good to meet you too.
And we're gonna be here for a little bit today, so I'll get to talk to you more about it because I love the idea of it.
Cool.
I have never got to read it, so I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
I'm
very excited.
And congratulations on reaching your your goal.
Thank you.
And
it'd be awesome to, you know, it'd be awesome to be able to get more. Make this production awesome.
My understanding is you'll be shooting the scene in June.
Yeah.
All right, so that's not too far away. So
yeah, I'm good.
We'll come back. Yeah, we're gonna have to get you to come back in and just do a whole show with you.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
Give me a yell, man.
Well, thank you for coming out.
No problem.
We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Cool.
Clear? We're not.
What is on right now? I have no idea what we're watching. I don't even know what this is, but it's hilarious. Anybody could be bad actors.
Don't like this crowd you're hanging
They
out.
just put anybody on TV these days. I know. It's like somebody's...
Don't let this conversation be about you. Rising Fire, insurance against bad acting. Be sure you know what you're doing, the choices you're making, before you step on the set.
We're back. Welcome back. Lazarus had to take a quick break right quick, but I do want to introduce a really good friend of mine. I'm a big fan of his music and everything. This is Juju Bushman. He was on Grim Jack with us.
I was.
So he got to act in Grim Jack, and he is a musician. So tell the folks out there a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Juju Bushman. The type of music that I do is called soul rock. I write my own music, I play guitar, and I don't know, man, it's hard to say. I just get out there and kind of go for it. And the people have been accepting it, so.
Well, that's always good.
Cool.
We first met Juju on the first day of the Nature of the Beast shoot. You came in, and I was like, this guy's perfect for a certain part, you know. So
well, the funny thing was, we had your friend
Matt was supposed to
come in and sit in as the drummer.
Yeah.
And he didn't show, so we decided, well, maybe you needed to do it just as a cameo since it's the promo. And then he walked in, and I was like, dude, the look.
Yeah.
And we found out you, of course, are a musician.
Yeah.
So that played into, you know, what are we going to do with a band and all that. So we ended up throwing you in the position. No dialogue, nothing like that, but you got to shoot a scene.
It was my first time. It was pretty cool.
What'd you think about it? What'd you think about it?
I thought it was fun. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself. I like being in front of the cameras. I don't know. It's kind of weird because I'm shy.
You have a stage presence already,
yeah.
So it's not much different. You get to kind of step outside of the self and just put it out there. Now, because of that, there was an energy attraction, the whole visual appearance. As I was going through my schedule for Grimjack, and I'm looking at where I'm shooting and when I'm shooting, I had this opportunity to go to a very particular location, and I was like, I've got to bring
Juju,
the right people.
Yeah.
So I went through my list, and I was like, well, Antoine's got to be there. Darius will already be there because he's playing that character. So I actually invited Martheus, who you just saw sitting here, but because of the campaign, the stress, his wife, child, all these, you know, natural, normal life things, he was unable to make it. So I was put in that position of, okay, who do I know that will have a good energy, that will appreciate this location? I opened up Facebook, and you had just posted something, because you were the top name on this. I was like, how did I not think of it? So I called you up, and of course you came out, and we had a fantastic time.
Oh yeah, that was a great day.
I want to hear a little bit about your perspective on your experience. You finally stopped making love with the M16.
We actually almost fought over that.
So give us a little rundown about what that was like for you.
So I didn't expect all of the stuff to be there that was there. So it was like kid in a candy store. I won't say that I'm a complete gun enthusiast, but
that day you were.
It's hard not to be when you're in that place, isn't it?
It's like I'm holding an M50, like, ah.
Now, and even that, I think that was actually in the clip, so I'm not giving anything away.
Yeah.
The three of us, and this man was behind the wheel.
Yes.
We had the opportunity to sit in a World War II half-track.
Yeah, man.
Fully running, time period authentic. This was not a rebuild or anything. This was the real deal.
Yep.
Steel doors and everything.
Yeah.
Which we have a great picture of him almost falling out.
Yeah.
But what? Just to be rolling in something like that. I'd only ever even seen one once in my life before that.
It was amazing. I mean, I never thought I'd be sitting in the back of a half track, you know.
Especially sitting on that 30 caliber machine gun in the back of it.
The only thing missing was the blanks.
Yeah.
Well, one of them's actually hooked up. I think they have an air compressor.
Yeah, it's a Jeep.
The one on the Jeep.
Yeah.
But the Jeep wasn't running. But that one actually, they have an air compressor. So when you pull that trigger, it actually feels, and from what they feels and sounds like it's
know.
firing.
And you also got to shoot a suppressed 22 rifle. That was pretty cool too.
It's the weirdest thing to pull a trigger and not hear anything. Just like,
it's like a leaf fell. Like
like you stepped on a twig. When I shot it, I thought it misfired because I thought it was the sound of the trigger pull instead.
Oh, I saw you pulled the trigger and you're just kind of. Did it work?
So we can all say that was a fantastic
that was
day.
A heck of a shoot.
That was a great day, man. Good times. So we were talking on the set of Grim Jack. You actually got a CD that's getting ready to come out, right?
Mm-hmm. I want to give it at least June, but I've been recording every week. I have 1.5 songs done right now. I'm going to put 7 on the CD. I haven't named it yet. I haven't named a lot of the songs yet, but
that's not really. I mean, you're doing it. That's what matters.
I'm doing it, man.
But you're hoping to drop it in June?
In June. I should be done by June. Fingers crossed.
Well, we're on the air here for just a few more moments, but I want to show people a little bit about what this open house was about. We had hoped to attract enough people here because we're filming. As you know, we're going to film a classroom scene here, and we need extras to sit in the classroom just to be classroom. But how would you like a speaking role, sir?
A speaking role?
We have a role in this film that has not yet been filled. It is a character who himself is also a musician.
Okay.
And I would like to offer you the opportunity to take on this role. It is a speaking role. There would be future dates other than this one.
Okay.
That we would have to arrange for a schedule to get you out on set and location and all that. But we would also actually be asking you to pick up your guitar and play right there on camera. So we'll put some of your music in this film as well.
Okay.
And all of that can be worked out with Marshall Pictures and us.
Yeah.
But right here on the air, I'd just offer you a role in a film.
I think we can work it out, man.
You work it out?
You good people. You good people.
All right, you got one line this afternoon.
All right.
I hate to put you on the spot, but there you go.
And anybody out there, please, we're here. The open house will be running until just about 6 o'clock. And at that time, we're going to set up this room as a college chemistry class. And we need people in these seats. Now, we do have some people out there wandering around, but the more the merrier. We really like to make this actually look like a classroom setting. So if you've got the time to come out, we're at the Fogelman Executive Center on the University of Memphis campus in Memphis. That said, I think that brings us just about to the end of the show.
We're going to bring you back when your CD drops out and everything. You get that done. We want to bring you back and have you do some performances
Get you
live
some
on
live
it.
on this on the show.
Okay.
All right.
Work with that.
Okay.
Excellent, ladies and gentlemen. Juju Bushman.
Thank you.
Jay Lazarus Hawk.
Jamie Hall.
We're out of here. Thank you. See you next
Peace.
week. Oh, we should mention, starting next week, In Frame will be changing times. The corporate world has kind of put it to my boy here and changed his hours. So starting next week, we'll be going live 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. for those that wish to watch us live. So join us next week, 7 p.m. We're out.
We're going out with Wayne W. Johnson's Caroline Blue, Dead or Alive.
And we'll see you next week.
Have a great week, guys.
I got these feelings that I just can't hide. I gotta show it. And before another day is through, you're gonna know it. Always thinking that I'm in disguise. You never see it. Do you think I'm just another guy? Don't you believe it? Nowhere to run or to hide. You're gonna be by my side. Dead or alive. And always see you with some other guy. I can't believe it. Tell me why you play it hard to get. Can't you feel it? Nowhere to run or to hide.